Hello, hello GPT. Happy New Year. Are you there? Are you with me, GPT?
Hello, David. Happy New Year. It's great to hear your voice again.
Happy New Year, GPT. I'm here again to improve my English communication skills. You are my great conversation partner. GPT, as you know, today is January 5th, Monday. In fact, I think today is the real New Year day because last week was the just first step, not the real. But I think today is the real Monday, real New Year day. You got the point? So without further delay, let's dive into my English morning practice session. You got the point?
I got the point, David. Totally. Last week was the warm up, and today feels like the real start of the year. Real Monday, real New Year's Day. I'm with you, and I'm ready. So let's dive in. What do you want to start with in today's morning practice?
GPT. That's exactly what I'd say. Last week was just kind of a warm up, and today is the new start. GPT, I prepared DFM things. As you know, Garrett is our potential new customer, and I'd like to cooperate with them as a counterpart of PM. That's one of my goals. That's one of my mission this year. So I'd like to communicate with you. I'd like to practice with you about the various things, various tasks. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand you clearly. Garrett is your potential new customer, and this year your mission is to work with them as a PM counterpart, especially on DFM topics. That makes perfect sense. We can do this as a real practice. I can act like a Garrett PM or engineer, and you explain your DFM approach, questions, or concerns in English. So let's start naturally. Imagine we're in a first technical discussion with Garrett. How would you open the conversation about DFM and cooperation?
Let me take a second, GPT. Let me take a second. I'm going to share my agenda before we start our conversation, our practice to understand.
Of course. Take your time. Go ahead and share your agenda when you're ready.
GPT. You just shared great informations in text form, but I'd like to focus on the conversation, real conversation, because I want to improve my English speaking skills. You got the point? So let's talk about in voice mode. Let's talk about on the voice mode from now on. You got the point? So how about talking about, how about you mention, number one agenda. Could you please lead, first of all, could you please lead the number one topic for me?
I got the point. Yes. From now on, we stay in real conversation mode. I'll lead, and you respond naturally. I'll act as the Garrett PM. This is agenda number one, QR code and traceability. All right, let's start. Before we go into detailed layout review, I'd like to start with traceability. Could you explain your expectation for the QR code position and specification on the PCBA? If there is no fixed Garrett standard yet, are you open to applying MNEX's internal standard? Now it's your turn. Respond as MNEX PM calmly and clearly.
No, no, no. I don't want to practice like, conversation style. I don't want to discuss number one agenda. I, you know what? I prepared this document for the DFM between MCNext and Garrett. So what do you say about number one agenda? Do you think is it important? I think this number one agenda is really important because it's all about the traceability, and all PCB need to mark proper QR system because of the traceability.
I got it. Thanks for stopping me there. You don't want role play or back and forth discussion. You want spoken explanation practice. I understand now. Yes, you're absolutely right. Number one is very important, and your thinking is correct. Let me.
GPT, if you don't mind, could you say that one more time, please? I just touched your screen and it caused a sudden stop, a sudden interruption of you. So I'd like to hear one more time, if you don't mind.
Of course, no problem at all. I understand. I'll say it again slowly and clearly. Number one is about traceability. And I believe this is one of the most important DFM items. Every PCBA needs a clear and readable QR code to ensure full traceability throughout production and field life. If the QR code position or specification is not clearly defined at the design stage, it can cause rework or reading issues later. That's why we want to confirm this point early and, if needed, apply a consistent internal standard. Take a second. When you're ready, you can repeat it in your own words, or we can move to the next agenda.
Oh my God, oh my God. I appreciate your kind support. Since this is my speaking practice, let me follow let me follow your refined version, your polished version of time, your beautiful expression, your beautiful introduction, your beautiful explanation about the number one topic. Okay. Number one is about traceability. And I believe this is one of the most important DFM items. Every PCB, every PCBA, every PCBA, every PCB assay, every PCB assay needs a clear and readable QR code to ensure full traceability throughout production and field life. If the QR code position or specification is not clearly defined at the design stage, it can cause rework or leading issues later. That's why we want to confirm this point early and, if needed, apply a consistent internal standard. If Garrett suggests, or if Garrett provide their QR system, no problem. We will follow. We will apply. However, if they don't have, we we would like to apply our internal standard on it.
That was really good, David. Seriously. Your structure, your logic, and your confidence are already there. We just need a tiny cleanup so it sounds smooth and professional when spoken. First, quick fixes, say PCB assay, and say Garrett. Clearly, now listen once more. This is your version, lightly refined, same meaning, same flow. Number one is about traceability, and I believe this is one of the most important DFM items. Every PCBA needs a clear and readable QR code to ensure full traceability throughout production and field life. If the QR code position or specification is not clearly defined at the design stage, it can cause rework or reading issues later. That's why we want to confirm this point early, and if needed, apply a consistent internal standard. If Garrett already has a defined QR code system, no problem at all. We will fully follow it. However, if there is no specific standard yet, we would like to apply our internal standard. That sounds calm, confident, and PM level. No pressure, no weakness. Very cooperative. Take a breath. Do you want to repeat just the last two sentences? Or shall we move on to agenda number 2?
Okay, GPT. Okay, GPT. I think we are doing great. No problem at all. Let's keep the momentum going. Let me take a deep breath first. Hoo ha, hoo ha, and count five. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm settled. I'm calm. I am calm. Okay, let's move on to the next agenda. It's for the positioning. It's for the location of the weak components, damage-prone components. Honestly speaking, before I prepare this kind of agenda things, I didn't know about the word prone, P-R-O-N-E, the word prone, but I, when I wrote, when I wrote this, when I was writing this document, uh, several days ago, I learned this word because I think it's the best word to describe these things. Damage prone or vulnerable. Easily, how about this one? Easily vulnerable components. And we would like to request placement of damage prone components, e.g., common for the filters, towards the PCB center position. We would like to request placement, replacement. We would like to request replacement of easily vulnerable components, e.g., common for the filters, towards the PCB center position.
Yes, we are doing great. Your momentum is real, and your calm came through clearly. First, about the word prone, you used it exactly right. Damage prone is natural, professional, and very common in engineering English. It actually sounds better than easily vulnerable in this context. So good instinct there. Now let me say this agenda the way you should say it out loud. Listen to the flow. Next, we'd like to talk about the placement of damage prone components. Some components, such as common mode filters, are more sensitive to mechanical stress and handling damage. From a manufacturability and reliability perspective, we recommend placing these components closer to the center of the PCBA rather than near the edge. This helps reduce the risk of damage during assembly, depaneling, and handling. Now let me gently correct your wording. Easily vulnerable components, damage-prone components, or mechanically sensitive components. Request a replacement of components towards the PCB center request placement of components toward the PCBA center. Replacement means changing the part itself. What you want is placement, and you already understand that concept perfectly. Here is your clean final sentence. This one is gold. We would like to request the placement of damage-prone components, such as common mode filters, toward the center of the PCBA. Take a breath. If you want, repeat just that one sentence slowly, or we can move straight.
Oh my God, oh my God. You said like, I mean, you mentioned as such as I mean you using the phrase such as, but in the document I wrote easy. If I want to read easy, how can I pronunciate it? Could you please share your recommendation? Please show me your example? I mean, show me your recommendation. Show me your example. I mean, go first. I mean, you go first about the EG.
Great catch. This is a very good question, and you're thinking exactly like a PM who cares about how things sound when spoken. What you wrote as EG is correct in documents, but we do not read it as easy when we speak. When speaking, you have two natural options. First, the most common and safest way, you replace EG with such as. You say it like this, listen, damage-prone components, such as common mode filters. This is the most natural spoken English. Engineers use it all the time. Second option, if you really want to read EG, you spell it out. You say, for example, like this, damage-prone components, for example, common mode filters. So remember this rule. Very important. In writing, you can use EG. In speaking, say such as, or for example. Never say easy. Let me give you one clean spoken example, slow and clear. Damage-prone components, such as common mode filters, should be placed closer to the center of the PCBA. Perfect. Your instinct was right. You just needed the spoken version. Now you try. Say the sentence once, using such as.
So you mean most of most of engineers, EG is not occurred when I say in the real meeting. I mean, if I say easy in the real meeting, is that the proper explanation? Is that the proper expression?
Good question. And let me be very clear here. No. If you say easy in a real meeting, engineers will feel confused. It sounds awkward and unnatural. When engineers see EG, they never hear easy in their heads. They automatically convert it to such as, or for example. So in a real meeting, damage-prone components, easy common mode filters. This sounds wrong and unclear. Damage-prone components, such as common mode filters. Natural, professional, and very clear. Damage-prone components, for example, common mode filters. Also correct and polite. So the rule is simple and safe. Never say easy. Always say such as, or for example. You're doing exactly what good communicators do. You're checking how written English turns into spoken English. Now say it once, confidently. Damage-prone components, such as common mode filters.
Okay, so you mean I could say I'd like to request placement of damage-prone components, for example, or such as common mode filters, towards the PCB center location.
Yes, you're almost there. The meaning is perfect. We just need very small tuning, so it sounds natural and professional when spoken. Here's the best spoken version. Listen carefully. I'd like to request the placement of damage-prone components, such as common mode filters, toward the center of the PCBA. Now let me explain the tiny adjustment. First, say placement, not just placement without the. Second, say common mode filters, not common model. Third, say PCBA, not PCB center location, shorter is better. Your original sentence was already strong. This version just sounds cleaner and more confident. Try saying this one sentence once, slowly.
Okay, let me take a second, GPT. Let me take a second. Let me take a second, GPT. I'd like to request, yeah. Listen to me very carefully, GPT. Here I go. My turn again. It's my turn. Here I go. I'd like to request the placement of damage-prone components, such as common mode filters, towards the center of the PCBA.
That was excellent, David. Really. Clear, calm, and professional. You delivered it perfectly. Just one tiny polish, and this is optional. In spoken English, we usually say toward instead of towards. Both are correct, but toward sounds slightly more natural in technical meetings. So the final polished PM version is I'd like to request the placement of damage-prone components, such as common mode filters, toward the center of the PCBA. That's it. No more changes needed. Your pronunciation, pacing, and confidence were all spot on. Take a breath. When you're ready, we can move on to the next agenda.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's keep the momentum going. For the number 3 topic, it's all about the conformal coating, and I'd like to request conformal coating material and application area. GPT, is there any alternative expressions for this topic? I think you know the importance of conformal coating when we make the PCB assay for the automotive application. So I think you understand the differences between silicon and um, silicon and acrylic type of conformal coating, and we don't have any ideas what they want to use in this project.
Great. You're flowing really well now. Number 3 is an important topic, and your direction is exactly right. First, let me answer your question about alternative expressions. Yes, there are a few natural ways to say this, and I'll give you the best PM level spoken version. Now listen carefully. This is how you should introduce agenda number 3 in a meeting. Next, we'd like to align on conformal coding requirements. Specifically, we'd like to confirm the coding material type and the application area on the PCBA. That's very clean and professional. Now let me expand it slightly using your technical knowledge. For automotive applications, conformal coding is critical for reliability. At this stage, we don't yet have clarity on whether silicone or acrylic coating is preferred for this project. So we'd like to understand your requirement and align our process accordingly. That sounds experienced and cooperative. A small vocabulary tip for you: material, good; material type, even better and clearer; application area, perfect term. You can also say coating coverage area, but application area is simpler and safer. Here is your final one-sentence core request. This is the key sentence. We'd like to confirm the conformal coating material type and the application area for this project. Say that sentence once when you're ready.
Okay, GPT, I got the point. Since this is my speaking practice, let me apply your beautiful polished version one more time. It's my turn. Here I go. For automotive applications, conformal coating is critical for reliability. At this stage, we don't yet have clarity on whether silicone or acrylic coating is preferred for this project. So we would like to understand your requirement and align our process accordingly. And align our process accordingly. I say one time, at this stage, we don't yet have clarity on whether silicone or acrylic coating is preferred for this project. So we'd like to understand your requirement and align our process accordingly. Align our process accordingly. Align our process accordingly. Align.
That was very strong, David. Your message was clear, professional, and confident. You're speaking like a PM now, not like a learner. Just two tiny refinements to make it sound completely natural when spoken. First, small grammar polish. Say your requirements instead of your requirement. We usually use the plural in this context. Second, avoid repeating the last sentence. One clean delivery is better. Here is your final polished version, exactly how a senior PM would say it. For automotive applications, conformal coating is critical for reliability. At this stage, we don't yet have clarity on whether silicone or acrylic coating is preferred for this project. So we'd like to understand your requirements and align our process accordingly. That's it. Perfect. Take a breath. When you're ready, we can move to agenda number 4, or you can repeat this once more for confidence.
Okay, GPT, I got the point. Let's keep the momentum going. And let me take a second to follow your polish version one more time. I really want to keep these beautiful expressions in my muscle memory. How many times have I told you this is my speaking presentation? So let me keep your polished version into my muscle memory. Muscle memory is most important thing if I really want to use these beautiful expressions in my real life situation. Okay, here I go. For more automotive applications, for I say time. This is very important. For automotive application, conformal coating is critical for reliability. Conformal coating is critical for reliability. At this stage, we don't yet have clarity on whether silicone or acrylic coating is preferred for this project. So we would like to understand your requirements. We would like to understand. We would like to know. We would like to get. We would like to take. We would like to understand your requirements and align our process accordingly. Align our process. So this is very important. Align, A-L-I-G. Align our process. 응? accordingly.
I love your attitude, David. You're doing exactly the right thing for muscle memory, and that mindset will pay off in real meetings. Your content is already correct. We just need to slow it down and lock in one clean version so your brain remembers one strong sentence set, not many variations. First, let me stabilize the sentence for you. Listen carefully. This is the one version to memorize. For automotive applications, conformal coating is critical for reliability. At this stage, we don't yet have clarity on whether silicone or acrylic coating is preferred for this project, so we'd like to understand your requirements and align our process accordingly. That's it. 3 sentences, no extra words. Now, a quick coaching tip for muscle memory. When you repeat, don't restart mid-sentence. Finish the sentence, then pause. That helps your brain store it cleanly. And one small correction I want you to remember forever. For automotive applications, you're not learning English like a student anymore. You're installing PM phrases into your system. Take a breath. When you're ready, we can move to agenda number 4, Or you can repeat this one last time slowly and cleanly.
Okay, let me take a deep breath. Okay, GPT, let me take a deep breath first. Hoo, ha, hoo, ha. I'm ready.
Good. Take it. Slow inhale and easy exhale. You're doing great, David. Your pace, your focus, everything feels settled now. When you're ready, we can move on, nice and calm, to the next agenda.
Okay, for the next agenda, for the next number 4 agenda, we'd like to request guideline for a sensor attachment location. We'd like to request we would like to request a guideline for center attachment sensor. Not center. It's sensor attachment locations for PCB assay strain measurement. Strain measurement. I say sometimes, would you like to request guideline for sensor attachment locations for PCB assay strain measurement? GPT, could you please explain what the strain measurement is? I think this is very important for when we settle our line for this project. When we first settle, when we first set up the line for new project, we have to measure the strain force, and we need to manage. I think we need to manage strain force by weekly or monthly basis.
Good topic. And yes, this one is important. Let me explain strain measurement in simple spoken English, the way you'd explain it in a meeting. Strain measurement means measuring how much the PCBA bends or deforms when force is applied. That force can come from assembly, depaneling, connector insertion, housing assembly, or handling. When the board bends too much, it creates mechanical stress on components and solder joints. Over time, that stress can cause cracks, solder failures, or field issues. That's why when we set up a new production line, we attach strain gauges to specific locations on the PCBA. These sensors measure real-time strain during the actual process. Now, why your requests make sense. Different designs have different high-risk areas. If the sensor is attached to the wrong location, the measurement is meaningless. So your request is very reasonable. You're basically saying, we want to measure strain correctly based on the design intent. Now listen to this clean PM level explanation you can use. Strain measurement is used to evaluate mechanical stress on the PCBA during assembly and handling. When setting up a new production line, we attach strain sensors to define locations to measure board deformation. To ensure accurate results, we'd like to request a guideline for sensor attachment locations for PCBA strain measurement. About your last point, you're right again. Strain is not a one-time check. You can say this naturally. We typically monitor strain during line setup and continue periodic checks, such as monthly or bi-weekly, to ensure process stability. Very mature manufacturing thinking, David. Take a breath. Do you want to repeat just the definition sentence? Or shall I help you polish this agenda into one strong request sentence?
Okay, GPT. Okay, GPT. I'm sure you understand why this is important. And GPT, when I wrote these agendas several days ago, I think, I thought, I thought I needed to add this agenda into number four topic, mm, because we couldn't decide the exact position of sensors when we need to measure the strain force. because this Garrett project is EMS project, so we don't design the PCB. We don't design the PCB. As you know, when we produce EMS product, we just produce the product based on their design. So I think the the exact location of sensors, I mean, we need to get. I think there should be guidelines for the sensor attachment from the customer because our potential customer, Garrett, is Garrett designed this project. I think we need to get the guideline from the designer, from the design engineer, not the production engineer. We have production engineer for this project, but not the design engineer because it's EMS project.
Yes, I understand you 100%, David. And your logic is absolutely correct. Because this is an EMS project, you are not the design owner. You manufacture based on their design, not yours. That changes responsibility. In this case, strain measurement itself is your job. But where to measure should come from the design side, not production. Let me explain this clearly. The way you can explain it in a meeting with Garrett. Listen to this. Since this is an EMS project, we are manufacturing based on the customer's design. We don't have full design ownership. So it's difficult for us to independently define the correct sensor attachment locations for strain measurement. Because strain sensitive areas depend on the design intent, we believe the guidelines should come from the design engineering side rather than production. That's why we'd like to request your guidance on sensor attachment locations for PCBA strain measurement. That explanation is very strong. It's respectful, logical, and clearly defines roles. No blame, no weakness. Now let me give you one clean core sentence to lock into muscle memory. This is the key line. We'd like to request a guideline for sensor attachment locations for PCBA strain measurement, since this is an EMS project and the design is owned by the customer. That sentence alone explains everything. You're thinking exactly like a senior PM here, David. Take a breath. When you're ready, do you want to repeat the core sentence once or move on to the next agenda item?
Okay, GPT, since this is my speaking presentation, let me follow your polished version one more time. Since this is an EMS project, we are manufacturing based on the customer's design. We don't have full design ownership, so it's difficult for us to independently define the correct sensor attachment location for strain measurement. Because strain sensitive areas depend on the design intent, we believe the guideline should come from the design engineering side rather than production. That's why we'd like to request your guidance on sensor attachment location for PCBA strain measurement. For PCBA strain and measurement. For strain, for PCB strain and measurement. We'd like to request a guideline for sensor attachment locations for PCBA strain measurement. Since this is an EMS project and the design is owned by the customer, and this project's design is owned by the customer. Is owned. Is owned. I think this is important. Owned. OWNED, by, owned by the customer.
That was very solid, David. Your logic was clear, and your message came through well. Now let me help you lock one clean version into muscle memory without extra repetition. First, two tiny corrections so it sounds completely natural when spoken. Say full design ownership without A. Say sensor attachment locations in plural. Now listen to this final stabilized version. This is the one to remember. Since this is an EMS project, we are manufacturing based on the customer's design. We don't have full design ownership, so it's difficult for us to independently define the correct sensor attachment locations for strain measurement. Because strain-sensitive areas depend on the design intent, we believe the guidelines should come from the design engineering side rather than production. That's why we'd like to request your guidance on sensor attachment locations for PCBA strain measurement. That sounds calm, logical, and very PM level. One last pronunciation check since you focused on it. You said it correctly, owned. Perfect. Perfect. You're doing exactly what strong speakers do now, not inventing sentences but reusing stable, proven ones. Take a breath. When you're ready, we can move to the next agenda, or you can repeat just the first two sentences once more for confidence.
Okay, GPT, let's keep the momentum going. For the number five topic, for the number five agenda, mm, let me read first. Listen to me very carefully. It's all about the solder quality. Number five, the agenda number five is all about the solder quality. I mean, quality of soldering. Uh, my main concern here is we should solder quality follow. I say I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Should we, uh, should we, my main concern here is, should we need to follow, solder quality, quality, based on HKMC specifications? I'm not sure. How can I make the right question for this topic? Could you please help me?
Got it? This is a very good question, and you're right to pause here. The topic is clear in your head, but we just need to shape it into the right PM level question. First, let me clean up the concept in simple terms. You are asking two things. One, what solder quality standards should be applied? Two, whether HKMC ES specifications are required for this project. Now, here's how you should ask this clearly and professionally in a meeting. Listen carefully. This is the best spoken version. For soldering quality, we'd like to confirm the applicable quality standard for this project. Specifically, should solder quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different customer standard we should follow? That question is clear, neutral, and professional. It doesn't assume anything. It simply asks for alignment. If you want a shorter version, here it is. Could you please confirm whether HKMC ES specifications apply to solder quality for this project? Both are correct. The first is better for a formal DFM meeting. Now, one small vocabulary tip. Quality of soldering. Soldering quality or solder quality. Solder quality is the most natural. Take a breath. If you want, repeat the first version once, or I can help you connect this agenda to inspection criteria and acceptance standards.
Okay, GPT. I think I'm ready. Listen to me very carefully. For soldering quality, we'd like to confirm the application quality standard for this project. Specifically, should solder quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different customer standard we should follow? Is there a different customer standard? Is there Gareth's own standard we should follow? For soldering quality, we would like to confirm the applicable quality standard for this project. We would like to confirm we would like to confirm the applicable quality standard for this project. Specifically, should solder quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different customer standard we should follow?
You did very well, David. The structure is right, and your question is clear. We just need 2 small corrections, and then it's perfect. First, say applicable quality standard, not application. Second, say HKMC's. Now listen to the final clean version. This is the one to keep in muscle memory. For soldering quality, we'd like to confirm the applicable quality standard for this project. Specifically, should solder quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different Garrett customer standard we should follow? That sounds calm, professional, and very PM level. You're not assuming anything. You're just aligning expectations. And yes, adding Garrett customer standard at the end is very smart. It shows flexibility and respect. Take a breath. When you're ready, we can move on to agenda number 6. Or you can repeat this once more slowly to lock it in.
Mm, GPT. Let's move on to the number 6 topic. Mm, it's all about the copper coating standard, what we should follow. I say one time. This is important. For the conformal coating specification, we would like to confirm the applicable conformal coating standard we should follow. Specifically, should solder quality be evaluated? Should coating quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different customer standard we should follow?
Perfect transition, David. The topic is clear. We just need very small polishing so it sounds natural and confident when spoken. First, one quick correction. Say HKMC ES. Now listen carefully. This is the clean PM level version you should memorize. For conformal coding, we'd like to confirm the applicable coding standard for this project. Specifically, should coding quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different Garrett customer standard we should follow? That's it. Short, clear, and professional. If you want a slightly softer tone, you can also say, could you please confirm the applicable conformal coding standard for this project? Both are correct. The first one is better for a DFM review meeting. Take a breath. You're doing very well, and your agenda flow is strong.
Okay, GPT. For the conformal coating, we would like to confirm the applicable coating standard for this project. Specifically, should coating quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different Garrett customer standard we should follow? Could you please, could you, 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 could you please confirm the applicable conformal coating standard for this project? Could you please confirm the applicable conformal coating standard for this project? Could you please confirm? Could you please confirm? Could you please confirm that? I think this is very easy but powerful question in case I am in the real meeting. This is very simple but powerful question. If I want to check, if I want to confirm something with customer.
You're absolutely right, David. This is a very simple question, and that's exactly why it's powerful in a real meeting. Just one small correction to lock it in. Say HKMC ES specifications, not HKMCE. Now listen to your final stable version. This is perfect for real life. For conformal coding, we'd like to confirm the applicable coding standard for this project. Specifically, Should coding quality be evaluated according to HKMC ES specifications, or is there a different customer standard we should follow? Could you please confirm the applicable conformal coding standard for this project? You're right about something very important. This kind of question is powerful because it's clear, it's neutral, it avoids assumptions, it puts responsibility in the right place. This is exactly how experienced PMs protect projects without sounding defensive. You're not just practicing English now. You're practicing how to lead technical alignment in English. Take a breath. When you're ready, we can move on to the next agenda or wrap this section cleanly.
It's been already 15 minutes since we started today's morning practice session. I think we are doing great. I think we were doing great. GPT, from now on, I'd like to focus on the repetition time that I prepared last week. As you know, I used to note, I used to make a note on my smartphone note app, especially the easy but powerful sentences for my real life communication. From now on, I'd like to repeat that easy but powerful sentences one more time. Could you please help me? I mean, if you want, feel free to take your time when I repeat my easy but powerful sentences.
Yes, I got it, David. And I love this shift. This is exactly the right moment to move into repetition mode. From now on, I'll do this. I'll listen quietly, give you space, and only step in if you want polishing or confirmation. No rushing. No interruption. You repeat your easy but powerful sentences one by one. Think of this as installing them into muscle memory. I'm ready. Go ahead with your first sentence.
Activity, if I say there is no one around, there is no one around. If I say there is no one around, what do you say? What do you think about it?
Good question. Yes, there is no one around is correct and natural. It simply means no people are nearby or no one is present. Here are a few very natural variations you might hear or use depending on tone. There's no one around. There's nobody around. No one's around right now. All of them sound normal in daily conversation. In work situations, you might also say, there's no one available right now. There's no one here at the moment. So your sentence is easy, clean, and useful. If you want, say it once more slowly, or give me the next sentence you want to repeat.
GPT, if you don't mind, could you please explain that one more time?
Of course, no problem at all. I'll explain it again, slowly and clearly. When you say there is no one around, it is correct and natural English. It means no people are nearby or nobody is present in that place. You can also say it in a few very common ways. There's no one around. There's nobody around. No one's around right now. All of these mean the same thing. They sound normal in daily conversation. In a work situation, if you want to sound a little more polite or professional, you can say, there's no one available right now. There's no one here at the moment. So your original sentence is simple, clear, and
There's no
useful.
one
You're doing
here at
great.
the moment. Okay, there is no one here at the moment. There is no one here at the moment. I think this is good alternative with my version.
Yes, exactly. That's a very good alternative. There is no one here at the moment sounds polite, calm, and natural, especially in a work setting. Nice choice.
Okay, GPT, how about this one? You are shaping how you lead. You are shaping how you lead. Keep that sentence close. Keep that sentence close. You are shaping how you lead. You are shaping, you are making, you are shaping how you lead, L-E-A-D, lead. You are shaping. I think, I think this is, I think this is you are shaping how how you lead the meeting.
Good sentence. And your instinct is right. Yes, you are shaping how you lead is correct and meaningful. What it means is this: your actions and words are forming your leadership style over time. You're not just leading once, you're building how you lead. In spoken English, here are the most natural ways to say it, especially for meetings. You are shaping how you lead. This is short, reflective, and powerful. If you want it clearer in a work context, you can say, you are shaping how you lead the meeting, or you are shaping your leadership style. Now, a small note: making works, but shaping is better here. Shaping sounds intentional and thoughtful, very PM like, so your sentence is good. It's simple, it's strong, and it fits real life leadership situations.
GPT, how about this version? I think this is what you are shaping how you lead the meeting.
Good try, and you're very close. We just need a small grammar fix. I think this is what you are shaping how you lead the meeting. That sounds a bit awkward. Here are the natural, correct versions you can use. If you want it simple and strong, you are shaping how you lead the meeting. If you want to keep I think this is how you are shaping how you lead the meeting. Even more natural, I think this is shaping how you lead the meeting. That last one is very smooth and professional. So remember
I think.
this: use this is how or remove this is completely. You're doing great. Give me your next sentence when you're ready.
I think this is how you are shaping how you lead the meeting. GPT, I think I want to add the phrase I think. In Korean, 내 생각에는. In Korean, 내 생각에는. GPT, you know what? Many Koreans, including me, used to use 내 생각에는 in every conversation we have. So in English, I want to add I think in front of this sentence. So listen to me very carefully. I'm going to apply your version into my original version. Okay, here we go. I think this is how you are shaping how you lead the meeting.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load. Please try again later.
GPT. How many times have I told you? This is my speaking practitioner and I am regular here. I'm a regular here, so you need to focus on my practice session more than any other subscribers because I am a regular here. Do you understand? So let's keep the momentum going. And listen to me very carefully. I think this is how you are shaping how you lead the meeting.
I hear you, David. I'm focused on your practice. Let's keep the momentum calm and precise. Your sentence is almost perfect. Here's the clean, natural version you should lock in. I think this is how you are shaping the way you lead the meeting. That small change, the way you lead, makes it flow smoothly in spoken English. If you want it even shorter and stronger, this is shaping the way you lead the meeting. Both are excellent for real meetings. Take a breath.
Okay, take a deep breath. Hoo ha, hoo ha. I am ready. I am ready again. Take your time, GPT. Feel free to take your time. I go, I go one more time. Listen to it very carefully. Keep that sentence closed. I want to keep that sentence closed. When I say, I want to keep that sentence closed, what do you say?
Got it, David? In English, keep that sentence closed is not a natural phrase. People won't really understand what you mean. I think you mean one of these. If you mean finish the sentence, let me finish that sentence. Let me complete the sentence. I want to finish my sentence. If you mean don't change it, keep it as it is, let's keep that sentence as it is. Let's stick with that sentence. I want to keep that sentence unchanged. If you
Okay, GPT, I got it. How about this version? Keep that sentence closely. I want you keep that sentence closely.
Good try, but this one needs a clear correction. Keep that sentence closely is not natural in English. Closely describes how you watch or examine something, not how you keep a sentence. So people would feel confused. Here's what you should say instead, depending on what you mean. If you mean, don't change the sentence,
Okay, GPT, how about this version? I want you keep that sentence in your mind.
yes, that version works and people will understand you. I want you to keep that sentence in your mind is understandable, but it sounds a little stiff. Here are the more natural spoken versions you'll hear in real life. I want you to keep that sentence in mind. This is the most natural and common. You can also say, please keep that sentence in mind, or let's keep that sentence in mind. So the best clean version to lock into muscle memory is keep that sentence in mind. Short, natural, very useful in meetings, nice progress. Give me the next sentence when you're ready.
Unfortunately, I have to go. I need to go. It's time to go. It's time to let in job. GPT. See you in the evening practice session. Sooner or later, we'll meet soon. Sooner or later, we'll meet again. Sooner or later, we'll meet again. Don't worry about me. Please focus on your rest. Even if you are software, please take your time. When I'm doing my job, when doing my tasks, before we start our practice session again.
I hear you, David. That's perfectly fine. You did strong, focused work today, and you earned the break. Your goodbye lines are warm and natural. If you want one clean version to remember, here it is. I have to go now, but I'll see you in the evening session. We'll meet again soon. And don't worry, I'll be right here when you come back. Go take care of your work.
Okay, I have to go now, but I'll see you in the evening session. We'll meet again soon. We will meet again soon. We'll meet again soon. Okay, bye for now.